So we talked about scientific notation, how to change between a regular standard number and using scientific notation. Now we're going to do multiplication and division with scientific notation values. So, and we're going to keep in mind the product rule and the quotient rule. So for our first one, we have the number 9.6 times 10 to the 6th, and we're going to multiply that by 4 times 10 to the negative 8th. Okay, so our number parts, or our A parts, how I defined it before, we're going to just take 9.6 times 4, which is 38.4. So that's from the 9.6 and the 4. Now this is going to be times 10 to the, now I have to look at the 6 and the negative 8. I would need to add those together because this is like doing the product rule. So to the negative 2 power. Now, right now, this is not in scientific notation, proper scientific notation. So I have to adjust this. I have to make it so that it's 3.84 times 10 to something. Now, to figure out what that is, I have to think about, okay, well, am I going to increase my exponent by 1 or decrease it by 1? So since I'm moving to the left, I'm going to have to increase it by 1. So if I have negative 2 and I increase that by 1, add 1, that's me negative 1. Now if that's kind of confusing, you know, trying to decide, do I make it negative 1, negative 3? What I think is kind of sometimes the easier thing to do is from this 38.4 times 10 to the negative second, just change it to 0.384 because it was 38.4, move it twice to the left, and then back 1 to change it to scientific notation, and then we can see that it's going to be times 10 to the negative 1. So either way, it should be times 10 to the negative 1. Okay, now for my next one, let's do a division one. 4.2 times 10 to the 7th divided by 7 times 10 to the negative 3rd. Okay, so first I'm going to do my 4.2 divided by 7, which is 0.6, times 10 to the, now what am I going to do with my 7 and my negative 3? This is like the quotient rule, so I'm going to subtract them. So it's like I'm doing 7 minus a negative 3, which remember that minus a negative becomes a plus, so this is times 10 to the 10th. Okay, so now I have to move it 1 to the right to make it proper scientific notation, so that this is 6, or 6.0 if you want. Now this is going to be times 10 to the, I'm moving to the right, so it's kind of like I'm taking a 10 away. This is going to go down by 1, which again, you can go back to, let me jot this over to the side, 0.6 times 10 to the 10th. If I want to change that back to a regular number, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 that way. And I'm, even just thinking about it, I'm going to have to go back. Let me try that again. I'm going to have to go back 9 times to get the decimal right behind that 6. Stop there. So, even kind of just visualizing that. 10 to the right, back, 9 to the left. So it should be 6 times 10 to the 9th. Now, and if there's multiple operations, just do them one at a time using the same rules.